Because I've directed Much Ado Before, there's a tendency to repeat. What I like to do as a director is take the script and look at it as if it was a new play to me, even though I've directed it before. Now, I will say, on the other hand, that I've learned from directing it before that there are moments that work very well, moments that I think I've done before that can be fully fleshed out. And of course, the actors are different. And actors bring their own sensibilities to these key moments, I think, that are in play. And we may find that what worked for me in the past doesn't work this time. So there's that. Of course, I'm working on a different period, a different setting than I've done before. And what else? I think any time a director is given the opportunity to do a play twice, it can only get better, unless you're really not working at the job properly. Well, when Bill Rausch first approached me about Much Ado, and I was thrilled to hear that, he said he would like to do a contemporary setting because Don Quixote and Henry VIII are going to be in more period style, which is great with me. So then it was up to me to pinpoint when exactly. And the play starts with the men coming home from war. So, and they're Sicilian. So I had to think about what that war could be. I could certainly make up a war, some sort of action. I could use history, the far history, to make that up. Then I thought about Baghdad, I thought about Fallujah, I thought about Africa, I thought about Vietnam, I thought about Korea, which led me to World War II. So then I thought, well, the end of World War II is a pretty interesting time in the world. We have somehow romanticized that war today, and since I'm doing a romantic comedy, I think it may play well, certainly more than a Baghdad would. But then it left me with another problem. If I have our Italian men coming home from war, that would make them fascists, which doesn't bode well for them and the audience to immediately fall in love with them. So then I started doing my research and discovered that in 1943, the Italians signed the armistice with the Allies. And it was then the Italian resistance started gaining ground in Sicily because the Nazis were still occupying Sicily and wanted them out. So I thought, wouldn't it be an interesting idea to have the guys come back from their work in the hills as Italian resistance fighters? And perhaps having Don John, be a fascist sympathizer, or even mafia, who started collaborating with the Nazis at that time. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm playing with this idea. It's way too early for me to commit, but we're probably going to go down that road in some form. Talking about design is a little difficult at this point in the process because I haven't really had any time with my designers. I have great designers, however. Ted Rosenthal, who's just nominated for a Tony for Osage County on Broadway. Nancy Beulah-Jenkins doing costumes. Amazing designer that has worked regionally all over the country. And, so my two lead designers are people that I've worked with before, I'm very familiar with. We have a shorthand, which is always exciting. Music is going to be a fun part of this production. I know that Leonardo loves opera, for a start. But because we're in the late 40s, you know, we may find ourselves with some pretty interesting music that our audiences can relate to. So, and of course the costuming for that period is just wonderful.